legends. Sometimes whenever you're feeling down, and you need a coping mechanism, and sometimes you just need to do something that is just insanely good for your soul. And I am going to spend the weekend doing just that. So legends, I was sitting the other evening there and I was just reminiscing about a few things, and we have those times when we're just not feeling the best. Maybe you've had a rough day, a rough week or something, just you need something to just settle you down, chill yourself out. And I find, in my experience, the best thing that works for me is reliving a little bit of my childhood. And yes, normally my go-to would be something that I would have done when I was a child, and just a nice memory. And one of those for me is The Quiet Man. This movie right here, one of my father's favourites. We would have watched this probably 40 times in the year on a Sunday afternoon, sat and chilled out. And yes, that was a go-to for me if I'm feeling a bit down on it. Another one, of course, is one of my favourite cartoons of all time, is Generation 1 Transformers. Just came out at the right time for me. So that does it for me normally. Sit down, watch The Quiet Man, get an episode of the Transformers in, and I'm right as rain after doing that. But I was doing a lot of stuff this week with the review channel, and I was going through horror podcasts and the like, and I had a random memory from the past, something that I had done with my mother back in the day. I had obviously incredible parents whenever I was a kid, very blessed indeed to have them. As I said, The Quiet Man was my father, but something that just popped in my head, and I think it was just the fact that it was horror based. I remember when I was a small child, we had this, now I might have the name of the club wrong, I want to say the Tufty Club. If anybody is around about the same age as me, I'm maybe mixing up what the name of it was. A book group and primary school, essentially, and we would have gotten books out of it, and I believe it was the Tufty Club. Might be wrong there. There definitely was a Tufty Club of some sort, whether it was where you got books out or not, can't properly recall, but it did get a book one time out of it, which was, and this is where the horror element comes into it, it was one of these books that was a model. You can build a model, cut out the pieces out of the book and glue it together, and you'd end up with this little model. And this book was a haunted house, and I can recall it as plain as day, sitting here in the house with my mother. I was probably something like 6-7 years old probably at the time, and we sat down in this book and started cutting out the little pieces, putting it together, and it was a good memory, fantastic memory. So I had that the other evening, and I thought to myself, I wonder, do they still make those sorts of books? So I put a random search into Google, and I was like, haunted house cardboard model book. I think that was the search I put on, and literally the very first search that came up in Google was this, and ordered it, of course, and yesterday it arrived, and it is the exact same little book that I got when I was a child and put this thing together with my mother. I've got a dopey grin on my face talking about it right now. So what I am going to do, just look at this thing, I'll just show it to you. Let's get the camera over. Yeah, cut and assemble haunted house. Easy to make paper model. So that's what it looks like there, and literally you see me taking it out of you know, it's pieces like this here. Cut it all out, put it together and whatnot. And oh, stupidly excited to get into this thing and check it out and see if I can actually make it. So, like, you know, came from a kids club. There's a sort of backgrounds that you get in the house, you know, this sort of thing. Just looking at it now, it's really jumping out to me. If this is not the exact model, it is incredibly close. So that is what the actual front of it looked like when you make it, and this is what the back of it looks like when you have it finished. So yes, call me a big kid if you want, but it is what it is. So yes, you're going to call me a massive kid, but it was just one of these things where, you know, this little memory popped into my head, and it was just like I had so much fun doing that with my mum. And you know, both my parents now have been passed for quite a while. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is, now that I've got this little book, I'm going to grab a pair of scissors. And on the way home today, I stopped and got a little tub of Pritt stick, the go-to for this sort of thing, and I am going to just sit tomorrow, trim this thing out, put it together, take my time at it, and just enjoy that little memory once again, even though she's not here to indulge in it with me right now. It's just going to be so good to do it. That is a weekend's worth of fun and good memories for me, for book, glue included, say £12, just to forget my troubles for a while, centre myself and just get my head back in line. I feel so much better now just having the possibility to do this thing. It is, yeah, you're probably going to call me a child and you need to go and grow up and act your age. You're in your 40s now. There's just something about this idea of doing this little book, or watching The Quiet Man, having those memories, good memories of my parents, that just reset everything for me. And it's not hurting anybody. It's just something that I enjoy doing. Now, you know, I could do what everybody else is doing whenever they're having a bad day or a bad week, and going to a bar and drinking their problems away. Doesn't work. That just doesn't work. It'll just let you forget your troubles for a little bit, and as soon as they come back in, they're going to be as bad as ever. But you want to do something like this here. For me, it just works. So consider trying it yourself and seeing if that works for you, because, you know, that movie, that cartoon, this book, all that sort of stuff works for me every time. So once I get this thing done, if I get it done tomorrow, I'll show you a little shot of it in the next upload I put up. If not, you will get it at some point. So I am stupidly excited to do this, and what I'm going to do now, upload this video, go to bed, get an early night, and get up tomorrow and just enjoy my fun time with my cut and assemble haunted house. Stay safe, guys, and I will talk to you in the next video.